supporting a friend who goes through the tragedy of a pregnancy loss. Support. The support that you need through that time. I don't think anyone would be able to get through it by themselves unless you have a support person, a support friendship group. Understanding what you don't always have to understand what they've gone through. I was one of the first out of my friends to go through a miscarriage, and at the time no one really knew how to support me, or some people didn't know what to say, and I found when you don't say anything at all, you knew, but I
probably didn't know what to say.
Well, people don't know what to say.
I think my first word is real, that it is a very real experience, and like you said, you didn't know what to say back then. After going through it myself now, I feel like I know what to say more. And the experience of motherhood changes you, but I don't know that you really do know what to say until you've been through it. Because you haven't lived it, but you can still be there for people.
And I think take a moment to, if your friend is going through that, have a good think about who that person is and if they're a really sensitive person, or are they a little bit more upfront and black and white, and how you respond to them. How you respond to them, and different people with different needs.
And how close you are.
Just have a think about it before you say anything, just in case it's offensive.
And sometimes people don't want anything said, they just want company
to be there,
or
someone to check in on them, or drop off a meal.
One of my friends lost her baby at 37 weeks, and I had a conversation with her about the things of do's and don'ts to say, and I can't even imagine, like, I had a first trimester pregnancy loss, but I can't imagine what she would have gone through. It would just be horrific. And one of a few things that she said is just acknowledging the baby, acknowledging the name of the baby,
so important.
The birthday, or that, and never stop checking in with them, you know, whether that's trying to call them, sending them a text message, I'm here when you're ready, but just don't stop checking in.
I think it's so good.
And whether that's just like as simple as bringing food over and doing all those things as well. But one of her friends, they bought a star for her little boy, special. And on his birthday every year you can see that star, so she thought that was the most amazing thing. And just she's always acknowledges that she's had 3 pregnancies, she's had 3 children. Any chance she gets, she wants to talk about him.
I think that's
beautiful.
Amazing. There's been a huge shift in that attitude in society of acknowledging them and celebrating them, rather than probably our parents' generation where it was more hidden. And likewise, I've got a dear friend who went through a loss at 37 weeks, and she is such an advocate for her little girl and celebrating her, and she always talks about the beautiful sunsets and sunrises in the sky going pink, and so whenever I see one, I take a photo and it makes me think of her, and I send it to her, and she just loves that because it's remembering her. I think that is really important.
And I think things not to say, at least you can get pregnant, or like like there's a difference between supporting someone.
You've got time, you're still young.
It's like, no, let's acknowledge like the loss.
This is actually sad.
There's no at least. This is absolutely.
This is happening
awful.
now, and it's horrible, and nothing can make this feel better now.
I think acknowledging that there is nothing that can make. I can't say anything that will make you feel better. But I'm thinking of you is enough, and really remembering it's not about you feeling uncomfortable, because you don't want to say something that makes you feel uncomfortable. Well, it's not about you. It's about them. So if it makes you feel uncomfortable, like, you have to put yourself out there to help other people.
And say, I don't know what to say, but I am here and I'm thinking of you. And
I think a lot of people do that. They don't know what to say.
So they say nothing.
They say nothing, and they shy away, or they might distance themselves from that person. And that's probably the worst thing you can do. Like, you need to check in, like, constantly.
I agree. A woman's biological clock.
Pressure.
Yeah. Pervasive. I think it's ticking. It's going.
And it's unfair. We have this huge pressure on our shoulders as women, and men can have kids up into their 70s.
I find as well, even though I've got 2 children already and, you know, another child is not on the cards for me at my life stage at the moment, you're still thinking about it, thinking it's something that can expire, and that's not fair.
No. Especially at 35, people having kids later because some people aren't meeting the right person or their careers or they're not ready, and we're all pushing it back. And now it's like crunch time. 35, we're considered like higher risk.
The word geriatric at 35
is wild.
Is not fair.
No. And they should change that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did read an Instagram post somewhere about a petition to change those words. Some words, and you know, the same for a miscarriage is considered. What is the word? It's like something abortion. And some word, medical jargon, should be changed.
Because it's triggering.
Yeah.
It's upsetting when you're going through it.
Yeah.
I think I would have, if I hadn't had children at this age, at 35, and I hadn't met someone and it wasn't in, I think I would look at getting my eggs frozen at this point.
Yes.
That's like a whole another topic, but
I think I would do the
what point
same.
would you get to where it was like, you know, and...
It's difficult because you don't know until you're in it, but I'd like to think that would be an option. But again, financially, is it? We don't.
Exercise.
Yeah, I don't know what the cost is. There's a lot of holes in that sort of area of education for me. I don't know much about
because
that.
we talk about our biological clock. It's like menopause. You don't really hit till, I think the average age is 47, but it's the quality of our eggs that,
and then you're premenopausal as well. For a few years.
It's the quality of the eggs, I think, that become harder and harder.
Factor.
So like being able to freeze them. And I was reading about this the other day. Like you could freeze your eggs at 30, implant it at 40, and the quality of the egg is just as good.
When you were at 30. Yeah.
So that is just incredible.
That is amazing. I actually have a few girlfriends who don't have kids yet, and they're coming to their mid-30s, and they have gone to get their eggs tested, but just with the blood test.
Yeah. So you can get the egg count, but not the quality, I think.
Yeah, the AMH.
Yes.
But I suppose that's a good indicator of if you might look at
in the
pursuing other options.
They've done it because they're in a relationship, but they're just kind of like, I'm going to check, and if it's all okay, then we won't rush it because we've only been in a relationship for a year, and wait a little bit longer.
But I suppose the pressure of the biological clock even plays into the pressure of having children. I mean, there's so many other factors to consider about kids. Do you just do it because it's the right thing for some people?
Want kids?
Yeah. Are we just doing it because of time? But what about our careers are taking off? Can we afford it? All these.
Are we running in their relationship?
Rushing the relationship. You think it's your last chance to have a child, so you're like,
I think
we're just going to do it.
And the pressure on the men. Say you've been in that relationship for say 12 months. And they're like, well, is that why they start going younger? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was listening to a Jay Shetty podcast a few weeks ago, and he was talking about, people rush into having children after they get married because it's the done thing.
Yeah.
But no one actually thinks about what having falling pregnant does. You have a child for life.
Yeah.
And so, no one,
can't give them that.
Do people want that? A lot of people just picture this, have a baby because it's the right thing to do.
I think that's what I did. As soon as I got married, it was like, okay, now I have a baby, what's next?
Yeah.
It's like, I wish I did, not that I regret having Marley straight away, but I wish I had that marriage life
for a little bit longer
to enjoy that
because
before
it
all changes.
It's never back. I think that's a really special time. It's tough.
It's
really tough.
Everyone freeze your eggs.
Government, rebate that immediately.
Yeah, just in case. The first word you think of when you hear fertility?
All-encompassing. I think it can become obsessive and all-consuming and takes over your life. I only had a small window where I was obsessed with it after my loss, and then I fell pregnant very quickly straight after again with Alfie. But it took over me. I was tracking my ovulation and waiting to do a test and doing a test and then stressing about what if it wasn't and catastrophizing. It was pretty yucky, and I really feel for people who have to do that.
And you only did it for a month.
I really heartfelt feel for people who go through that for a long period of time.
Not to mention the pressure on the relationship.
I was about to say the toll it takes on other aspects of your life.
Yeah, just trying to fall pregnant, it takes the sex out of the relationship, it's not
Yeah.
fun anymore.
It's a business
It becomes
transaction.
a chore for the
Business
It is.
transaction.
Massive me too.
Hello.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like no fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, I don't know about you girls, but I'm always controlling my not relationship. I am doing that.
That too, but
my life, everything's
Yes.
controlled.
Yeah.
I've got control over everything, and I feel like fertility is something that you
cannot
cannot
control.
control. And that's when you get that obsession over everything,
it's
and
awful.
trying everything, and then putting so much money into everything, and then it's like it's
buying supplements at Chemist Warehouse
A
that
gazillion tests.
you don't need.
Yeah,
And-
test after test after test, 3
Yeah.
times a day. Like
Yeah.
your HCG is probably not going to change that much
No.
in 12
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I think of fertility, I think that it's a really hot topic now in my 30s.
Yeah.
It's just something that people are discussing all the time, my friends and everyone around me. But in my 20s, when I fell pregnant, I had never discussed it. It was not. I wouldn't have even thought about it. I just thought
you don't
I
think
can fall
of it.
pregnant. Everyone just falls pregnant when they want to fall pregnant.
Mm.
And I was lucky enough to fall pregnant easily. But now it's just it's such a topic of conversation, and people are really struggling, and it's so common.
You spend your
So
whole life
common.
not trying to get pregnant.
Yes.
And
The
then when
irony
you
of it.
do get then it's time, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not as easy as you think.
No, I think there's like what they say, like 1 day you can fall pregnant, but it's like over 3 days,
Yeah.
a month,
And then it's
Yeah.
also heartbreaking when you're trying, and then people are falling pregnant around you as
Yeah.
well. Like that.
And
think the
likewise,
average-
if you fall pregnant easily, but you've got friends who are struggling
Mm.
around you, I feel very fortunate that I haven't struggled with infertility.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of empathy for people who do have those issues because, like you said, the loss of control is really crippling.
I think the average length of time is 12 months to be able to fall pregnant. I think.
Wow.
And that's a long time.
That
It's
is.
a year of obsession.
Yeah.
Every month you're just
Yeah.
you're trying, you're testing.
The toll it takes on your body, your mental health,
Relationship.
your relationship, your other
Yeah.
children, if you've got other children.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
because you can fall pregnant easy the first time, and then the second time it can
Not
take
necessarily.
years.
Yeah.
So
I think there has, like you said, it's a hot topic, and I don't know if it's because we are in that age bracket, but I do think that there has been a lot more conversation, open conversation about it, and that is very positive and a massive shift, which is great to see.
You don't feel so alone, and men are more educated as well around this topic.
Yeah.
You don't feel
A
so,
little bit
know,
more
they're-
sensitive around it too, but also men struggle when they, infertility is a joint
course.
issue,
Yeah.
and men struggle as well.
Yeah.
In the throes of fertility and motherhood, and someone tells you to just relax, what is the first word you think of?
Patronizing.
Eat a dick. No, maybe not helpful.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
just not helpful. That's not helpful.
It's not helpful. The first one I thought of was ironic, because if someone tells you to relax, obviously it's the last thing
Calm
you can
down.
do.
Calm down.
It's
Calm
so
down. Like if you're-
frustrating.
Yeah, if you're angry and someone
Yeah.
says to you,
You need to
calm down.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst thing someone can say to you
Yeah.
in that heat of the moment.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But it is what you need to do. So that's the irony for me, because calmness does help create resolution. So I do think that there is a little bit of magic that can happen when you relax and you get the clarity to think clearly. But when you're in that ragey cloud, or like not even rage, just cloud, it is impossibly difficult to be told to just relax.
I think the most helpful thing when you're in having a moment is if someone can relate to you and they can say, oh my God, I've been through that too, and I was there last week, or that happened to me a year ago and it was so hard, like I feel for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
Or just show your support.
Yeah.
You can see someone's worked up over something.
Yeah.
Or they're stressed, or the kids are just going crazy. It's like, how can I help you them relax? Okay, what and talk to them. Like, what's going on in your head?
Yes.
How can I support you?
Or sometimes
just bring
talking.
something over. Just
bringing something over. I think
or just picking up the
wine.
kids and taking them for a walk.
Yeah.
Taking them out
that
of the
is
house.
huge.
I'll just
and
take
not
them to
even
the park.
just being like, I'm coming over now. I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm going to take the kids out.
Yeah.
Don't give them an option.
Yeah.
And I think when I had a miscarriage, a girlfriend didn't say to me, just relax, but she said, why don't you just go and get a massage? And I was like, okay, it's telling me to relax, but it's also forcing me in a way to relax by doing that. And I thought that, that's a luxury as well, but it helped, taking moments for yourself. So helping them do things that will relax them, but not telling them to just relax, because all that's going to do is create anger.
And especially if it's your partner telling you to relax, it will be in a different way. It would be like, just relax. And it's like,
and then you
serious?
I feel like
eat a dick.
Literally breathe fire at that point.
Where if it comes from a friend, it can be a little bit different. It's like, just try to relax.
Oh yeah. Why don't I take the kids for a play date?
Yeah.
You go and have an hour to yourself.
It's the tone.
Yeah.
It's the tone as well.
I've got
all
my 3.5-year-old now sometimes saying, we all just need to calm down.
Everyone needs to take a pause.
Do you know what Easton says to me at the
Hazel,
moment?
I would love to calm down. You are causing this stress.
He says to me, slow down, mummy, slow down. And I'm like,
these kids are so wise. They're so wise.
Why don't you listen to yourself, Easton?
When Marley was like 3 and I was sitting there complaining about something, she put her hand on my lap and she goes, that's just life, my darling.
Oh my
That's
God.
just life. And I was like, where are you getting life advice from? Because I need to take it. It's obviously not from me.
It's just life.
That's just life. That's just life, my darling. I was like, wow.
Bless these kids and their words of wisdom.
I wish they'd take their own advice.
Yeah.
Are we done yet? Making the choice to have another child or to not have another child? Choice would be great. I didn't have a choice. Luke went and had a vasectomy. I wanted another child. I felt not done, but he was like, we can get it reversed.
Oh, so he did it without asking.
Well,
I
knew that he was then going and getting it done, but I wasn't really happy about it. He said it can always be reversed.
So he scheduled the appointment and then told you?
No, he did, and I just was like, I don't have a choice.
It's your body.
And I said, I might resent you later in life for not giving me a choice. So, a choice and a discussion, a conversation.
Yeah.
A conversation. I think it needs to be a heart-to-heart, sit down with a glass of wine.
Yeah. But at the same time, part of me in my head was like, he's probably being practical about this when it comes to financial stability,
not a position
house.
for a surprise.
We're both working full time. It is a struggle. It is hard. So maybe he's being practical. But then at the same time, I've heard that when you're done. Or
do you feel
I'm done?
You're quite vocally done.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah. I don't think.
I think you would at 3.
Yeah, I just don't think I could take the mental toll with another child that takes on you and your relationship, and I'm just happy with 3. I always say maybe
house.
I could do 4 if I had help, if I had a living nanny and an endless supply of money.
But
so
then
send them to a good
the mental
school,
load is still there.
Yeah, that's still there, exactly. So done for me. And I know I'm done, so that is true for me. That's feeling of knowing when you're done.
Yeah, that would be a good feeling. And really knowing it's like your last baby, your last pregnancy, your last breastfeed. Yeah. That's also was really sad, I think. Knowing, is this going to be my last breastfeed? Is this my last pregnancy? Is this my last baby? And I've really held on to Hendrix a lot more because it's like,
your last.
And then I see another baby and my nipples start tingling and I'm like, I just want to breastfeed you. So I feel like I'm really not done.
Just pick them up, latch them on. Yeah, I find it a little bit triggering because I'm not in a relationship or a position that I would be having another child right now. But I don't have that done feeling. I mean, ask me at 5 p.m. any given night, I would say I'm seriously done.
Yeah.
But that maternal feeling is not gone. And
Yeah.
pregnancy is no easy ride for me. It is quite brutal. But I do feel like, those last things were sort of stolen from me and robbed from me. So, I find it a bit triggering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, when you become a single mum.
Yes.
When I became a single mum, I only had one.
Yes.
My daughter Zimmy, and I always had in the back of my head, like, oh, am I ever going to be able to give her a sibling? Or like I felt guilty or bad. And then I was like, that's like a really, I don't know, uneasy thought. And you kind of,
again, it's the choice being taken away from you.
And also then it comes down to the biological clock. It's like
it's
when,
all intellect.
when you meet another partner and then maybe have the choice to have another kid, but then we go back to our head of biological clock. How much time do we have?
I am savouring as well summer because she's my last.
Yeah.
And I know that, and I actually had an all-nighter last night at Bender, and she was sick, and I don't know, because she's my last as well, like those cuddles on my chest and
you let it happen more.
I feel like if that was, I don't know, Zimmy or Easton, I would have been more fiery, like I need to sleep, and whereas last night I was just like, oh, she's so cute and little.
She's sick. I'll go first.
You got any fab finds? Do you?
Can we do that again?
Are we actually saying
So-
fab finds?
Well, are we?
Are we saying fab finds?
I think we need to
It's
roll
a thing.
Okay, yeah.
Richie? Find. This has been my absolute lifesaver. Gentle Habits mask, and I'm a beach girl. I'm always at the beach, as you probably know. And I would say the last 10 to 12 months has been a bit of a roller coaster in my life, and I purchased this mask just to go to have me time at the beach, just to go snorkeling in the lagoons. And it wasn't until I actually put this on and just submerge myself in the water. Like, I've always just loved the water. I've always loved snorkeling. It's literally changed my life, because I now go under the water and meditate, and it's just the silent, it's the stillness.
That bubbling sound
it's
of
the
ocean,
crackling.
the crackling.
It's like brings my just back down to earth.
Lowers your cortisol, probably.
Yeah, my stress levels, everything. And I go there, I do it in summer, I was going every morning by myself, and I was having me time, and I was just like, even if I was in there for like 10, 15 minutes, just being underwater, calming my nervous system has just literally changed my life.
Are they made for that reason? Like, is that the message behind the brand?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Sophie, I actually reached out to Sophie after I discovered the mask, and I said, I cannot thank you enough for this mask, because it has changed my life. And she goes, you're the first person that's contacted me, because they're quite new, that has used it for the purpose that I created it for.
Wow.
So she went through a hard time, and she created this mask to meditate underwater. And she's just brought out a brand new collection of the mouthpieces, because this was just purchased by itself, like the mouth snorkel, and a really cute fin set. So now this...
So do you actually snorkel, or do you just swim with it?
I don't use a snorkel with this, so I've been holding my breath longer each time.
You're a free diver now.
A free diver. But
just below the surface.
but like in the lagoon, I went out not that long ago, and I thought, I'll just go to the open water, and it was a murky day. And I couldn't see within like that far in front of me, and I was just imagining this show coming up. So I've just stick to lagoons.
That's not lowering the nervous system.
No, that's not lowering the nervous system.
system.
But this has just been an absolute game changer
Yeah,
for me, just to be able to be still underwater.
That's really special.
Very special.
Yeah.
Silence. I'd say.
Silence,
Yeah.
the crackling, the waves, the temperature, the everything. It's just like it's my therapy.
Yeah.
I need to get myself on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And great
I'm a bit
gifts.
scared of the ocean, like sharky kind of stuff, being in there a long time. But a
going
lagoon
to
would be a
need-
good
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah.
I've got a different kind of mask that I've been leaning into. Very different looking, a bit scarier.
Scary.
I mean, everyone is pretty aware of these LED masks. This was a bit of a splurgy plunge, but this one only is 3 minutes though.
Oh, wow.
that you need it to be on for, which is
it
the
the
red
red
light,
light?
and it's got blue as well.
Oh, wow.
Or you can do them both at the same time.
Blues for like acne prone skin, and is that scary?
But it is scary when
Let
you
me
do
see.
that. Yeah.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
put it on in front of the kids because that would be fun. But I'm not super diligent with it because I am so exhausted.
Oh,
but I think if I get into the habit of it, I do find it like I like that warmth on my face.
Yeah, you feel like you're treating
And I
yourself.
need it like for just healing pigmentation and scarring and
And just a little bit of
everything.
a routine in the evening.
Yes,
like it
I think
makes you kind of just stop
like
for
this
a
has
second.
become your like routine. I
Essential,
need to
yeah.
make something part of my routine.
Yeah.
I do not have a lot of time. I would not have time for that. 3 minutes,
Yeah,
I can
you can
manage,
do.
but I do need to make the effort to do it.
Have you noticed difference in your skin?
It's definitely helping with scarring.
Yeah.
And I've had like lots of breakouts from hormonal period returning and whatnot. And I've noticed the redness from that. And I've got quite rosacea prone skin, and I think it definitely
How
helps
much
with
is
that.
something like this?
They're quite dear. I think they're
Yeah.
like $700.
Yeah.
An investment though.
Yeah.
An investment piece.
Yeah.
I mean, you go get a facial, it's $150 every time. So
Yeah.
you know you've got this at home.
Yeah.
That's great.
I
Yeah.
have recently been
Oh,
to,
you went to Floralia.
yes, this amazing
I've heard lots.
wellness centre. I saw Angela, who owns the practice, and I went in because I just felt like my hormones were all over the place. I was having really bad PMS the week before I got my period, and then the week after I felt really low in my mood and also like a lot of brain fog, and I was finding it hard to collect my thoughts and actually get like work or get my life together.
Yeah.
So I went in there, I just told her all of these things, and she made this amazing tonic for me. It's not listed on here what's in it, but she did write it up for me on a piece of paper. And it's just a bunch of things that she thinks will help me with my stress levels, with my hormones, PMS. She picked up that I wasn't ever getting into a deep sleep, which we probably none of us are when we're little kids, but you're just kind of always on that level of you're never getting into that REM.
Yeah.
So she gave me some other vitamins. Anyway, it was just a really nice reset for me.
Yeah. So worth investing in yourself.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was a really nice reset, and I was like, okay, right, I'm getting myself back on track. And
Especially before winter when we're heading into...
putting effort into food prep on Sunday, so I've got breakfast to eat all week.
Yeah.
And things like that, like
Good
putting
on
time
you.
for myself.
Yeah. And it does take time, but
Yeah.
it's so important.
Yeah, and I have to prep. So
Yeah.
like, this week I didn't prep.
And you can
so-
notice the difference.
Oh
You
my
just
gosh,
throw it
yeah, I
out.
was like throwing eggs in. I was completely like, I'll just eat an egg, and like, whereas a grain frittata is so much
Yeah.
better for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta. That's what
Yeah.
it is. That preparation.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah.
That's
Love
really
that.
So I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Highly. Yeah. Right.